Thanks to Matt Roberts for 11 months support as a patron. Well, it's transfer deadline day in Japan and we're in action on the pitch as well as off it. The director of football will be busy getting deals done. We'll be trying to put points on the board. We've had a cracking start to the season after that little blip in the last episode. We've still had more really bad luck with injuries. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 7 of this FM24 Head Coach story with me, Daniel. We are back today on deadline day in Japan as our director of football tries to get busy in the window. For us though, the focus is purely on the pitch. We've got a big game in the J3 League, and as you can see from the table, two teams already have a perfect start, and us and a side that beat us on the opening day are the next two best with a game in hand. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on, meeting the players that came in since the last episode, and finding out some more crushing news with injuries, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. A quick reminder that throughout the beta, we are here with double headers every day, so you can find a Southend video from this morning in the playlist up in the eye above. And come and join us on Twitch if you haven't already. We're live virtually every evening during these few weeks. But for now, the focus is on FC Gifu. I've got to leave the director of football to do the work behind the scenes because we've got match day against Nagano. It's a big game, and since you were last with me, we have found really good form. We've beaten a few sides in the league while looking really strong, in particular at home. But in the cup, we have defied the odds, which is even more important. Let's start though with the transfer news because there has been one big addition since you were last with me, and that player is Yota Komi, who unfortunately we won't be seeing for a while. He came in on loan from the side currently bottom of the top division, but unfortunately, despite being a replacement for Seko and looking like he was going to be a star, he picked up a dislocated shoulder in training just a couple of days after his debut off the bench. So that dream passed very quickly. We've also had an injury to Ishii, who came in as a left winger just before the season, so we are a little bit light in those areas. But once he does get back for the rest of the season, hopefully he'll be a useful squad player. Aside from that one though, we've not had any first team players in or out since the last episode, just Rui Asako, a 19-year-old midfielder, going into the second team, who has hurt his ribs, ironically. So all new signings seem to be coded to get injured within a week. The biggest problem though, as those of you who are following both series will know, is goalkeeper injuries, and my word have they resurfaced, and they've caused even bigger problems this time. Because if we go through to the schedule, since you were last with me, we have been brilliant. We made adjustments on the set pieces ourselves, and have taken a more active role in training, which seems to have paid off. We played against top tier opposition on the Wednesday. I actually rested a few players for this, and Ishii did get the injury, as you saw. But a 0-0 draw kept us in the tie and was a really good performance on the day, albeit our goalkeeper bailed us out a few times. In the following game at home to Iwaki though, who were one of the title contenders too, we really hit form, and at home we looked like we were going to be a real threat. And Duca and Park had put us 2 goals up in the space of 3 minutes at the start of the game. A third was added by Najim around the 20-minute mark, and from that point on, it was really comfortable. And it's good as well because, as you can see there, we've been playing midweeks back to back, and it was nice to be able to rest a few players in the second half, as we played Osaka 3 days later, and it was exactly the same outcome. Rio Kubota scored very early, Charles and Duca got a brace. Again, the goalkeeper good, the defenders good. We just looked much more assured, and we kept 4 back-to-back clean sheets, something we haven't done in a very long time. Should have been 5 as well, as we'll see in a minute. At home to Miyazaki, a poorer side in the division, it was really easy. We were 4 up in half an hour, and I actually rested a couple at half time in this one, but 2 for Nduka and a penalty apiece for Park and for Fujioka, before a 2-1 victory away at top tier opposition in a second leg of the League Cup tie. We conceded in the 89th minute. Have a guess why? Eduardo Gomez, the goalkeeper, off injured. The backup keeper, he had a knock and wasn't on the bench as a result. The only game this season since the first one, we've not had a backup keeper on the bench, and of course that happens. We did get a brilliant win though, and I should point out at this stage that the goalkeeper went off injured after 48 minutes at 1-0, and Ortiz at centre half went in goal, and he made a really good save at one point as well. What didn't help though, is he then came into the dressing room after the game and complained about being played in a weak position. Now, I go back to what I said in the Southend series about the board overreacting to a defeat where we had an outfield player in goal. There's got to be something in the game that mitigates against this, because surely a player would understand the position and most would volunteer to go in goal in that situation. He did a really good job. He won't be playing there again if we can keep keepers fit. So I don't really understand it, but still, we got through in the cup. We did really well. And now we've got another home game with an opportunity. We're playing a side near the bottom of the second division in the next League Cup tie. We've got to juggle a bit with the league fixtures, but they are thinning out a tad now, so it should be a little bit easier. But we have got deadline day to get through first. The J3 League window closes at midnight tonight. The director of football has got 16 hours. What can he do? With what is a fairly big budget remaining, well, he's trying to get a little bit done. There's a young player potentially going out on loan in Murakami, who we've never seen play for us before, but he keeps rejecting offers for Yoro Makita, which is something in FM23 our director of football wouldn't do. They just kept accepting offers for people. So really pleased to see that progression's being made, but we need a little bit on the ends, because the ones he's brought in have had injury problems, and I could just do with one or two more to beef out the squad. Thankfully, the goalkeeper's only out a couple of weeks, and Duca's out for one as well. We should have nearly everybody fit. It's just about adding a bit of depth. Let's go and see if he can do it. Well, 6 hours have passed. We've reached kick-off time, and here are our fitness tests for today's game. Mercifully, it looks like both Gomez and Nduka have made it, which will be interesting. We have loaned out a young left-back who we looked at a minute ago. We've also got our first coaching badge, which will help improve our reputation. What we have seen, though, is loan offers for Kita, Akita, and Nduka. All three of those have been rejected, which is great. So let's go and get into our game today. I won't be delighted, of course, if we get through the day and don't sign anyone, but to be fair, given the squad we've got, as long as we don't lose anyone, it's not a disaster. So let's go and face Nagano. We're going to get the opposition instructions on. We are going to play Eduardo Gomez, who apparently is fit enough and has passed his test. Same for Aduka as well. What we are going to do this time, though, is get a fully fit Ono Juan back on the bench for Hosono. I'm just seeing if anyone else is fit as well. We've got the better homegrown player returning. Ishii is nearly there, but I'm going to give him one more week because I don't want to risk another injury. So it means the team is pretty settled at the minute. The only decision really at the back is Endo or Kenmotso. Kenmotso played well in the cup, but Endo has been brilliant in the league so far. Kita will drop out for Sumi again, who is first choice at the minute. And the rest of the team is fairly settled, so it means we've got Gomez between the sticks. Not as much of a disaster as I thought. Najim and Ugajin the fullbacks, with Endo and Ortiz the centre halves. We've got Kubota on the right wing, Fujioka off the attacking left, with Park and Sumi in centre midfield, and Akita and Nduka the two up front. They've started the season really well. Akita's not scored, but he's put on tons of assists, and Nduka is scoring for fun. Let's see if that continues today, as we have a chance to move into the top four. Well, one change for our visitors today, but after our recent performances, I would be hoping we got something special. The problem is, before recording this, I have had to close the game and come out of it. So now we've reloaded. Will we lose our form? Let's hope not. The momentum is flowing. We're playing really well. And at home this season, we've looked irresistible, as our visitors have a goal kick early doors. Just 2.5 minutes gone. Headed back forward towards Nduka, but he can't make anything of it. The key thing for me, if we keep our keeper on, is about a clean sheet here, as it's out to the left-hand side. He takes on his man to Najim. Back to Ortiz at centre-half. We look like we can win the ball back much better. We look so much more solid defensively. And now we've sorted out those set pieces, ironed out the mistakes from day one. We look a lot better as Fujioka's in. Somehow squeezed away a shot from a pretty acute angle there. But the goalkeeper does well with it. And now weirdly, 10 seconds later, he's got the ball again. Big goal kick forward from him. Up goes Ortiz, 6'5". He's not losing many of them as Kubota gets away down the right. Good run from him. There's options in the middle. Both strikers have got talent up there. And Akita has just got his first goal of the season. It's been the hallmark of this season. Scoring early goals, scoring big goals, and getting ourselves on the front foot. As we're back again just 2 minutes later with a big ball down the left. Ugajin can't get there, but Fujioka will chase. And he forces a hoofed panic clearance to Park. Kubota with a great first touch, gets into the byline, two in the middle, and Duca's there. It's starting to look like a very good team, this. If we can keep this 11 together, if he could just add one on deadline day, one bit of magic. We've got the other lad who's going to come back from injury. This could be one hell of a side. We look good, We look comfortable on the ball, and we look better defensively too. Now they're all getting settled in, and going forward it's largely the same players, as Akita picks it up on the left, and that is perhaps the one worry. What do we do if one of these gets injured? As Nduka's in again, it's not a worry for the minute. 3-0, game over, 18 minutes gone. Welcome to the new look Gifu. Maybe we don't have to worry about our job, because this season, things are looking very good on paper. And just 5 minutes later, we're back again. Our visitors are trying to play through us, but we're pressing them so well. Ortiz forces the mistake as Kubota gets it on the right. And Nduka makes the run and nicks the ball second time. Kubota inside to him again. He's through one-on-one. Charles Nduka, 4-0. Magic. Absolute magic from the boys. 4 shots on target, 4 goals, although we've ruined that stat now. We're back with another corner straight away from Najim. It could be 5. It's headed away. Only as far as Fujioka into Akita. It's over the bar. He's still not found his full goal scoring form. But now he's got his first of the season. He's off the mark. We can start to relax a little. And a good thing again, we can rest people here. Maybe at half time I even take Gomez off and just relax a little. It's 4-0. It's a brilliant performance. We have wiped the floor with our opponents. And there is no need here for us to take any risks. So off he comes Eduardo Gomez. Juan is on with the game 1. And then we'll also take off Nduka, who struggled a bit last week, only just made this game. He's got his hat-trick, and now we can give Kusamoto 45 minutes as he continues to become a striker. Let's go and get into the second half, see if we can score any more. Well, 65 minutes gone, and we've got a League Cup tie on Wednesday, so let's just rest a few. I've been picking on the people who have got the worst natural fitness and giving them a bit of a break. So Najim, he can come off for Fujitani. I'm also looking in midfield at Sumi and Kubota. I mean, Kubota's had the game of his life out there. Peter can come on the right. He can push a bit further forward, where he's actually 4-star ability, according to the assistant. And then the other one is Ken Motso, the centre-half, who will bring on for Ugajin. We'll put Endo out to left back. We'll keep protecting people. And this has been the beauty this season. We've been 3 up multiple times. We've been able to do this as Akita's in on the left. Back to Ugajin. Final contribution for him. And his ball in is headed away for a corner, which will be taken after he's gone off. Park Hyun-jin will take it. In swinger towards the back post, I hope. Up goes Ortiz at 6'5". Doesn't quite win it, but it falls for Kusamoto. He can get it inside to Ken Motso. Endo finds Akita. It's a brilliant run. But the offside flag, I think, will go up. No, it doesn't. Akita gets his second. What a pass from the centre-half. And now, we make the lead even bigger, despite the fact we're resting our stars. Don't worry about Park's fitness in the middle there, which is the worst of anyone, because he has got the best natural fitness and he always recovers, as Kita goes back to Ortiz and Fujitani. Nice possession, they're chasing shadows, and we're making this look very easy here. As Sumi gets it inside to Ortiz. Big switcher play to Endo. I mean, they're not even really pressing us now. They've given up a bit. As Fujioka gets away down the left. Akita's on a hat-trick if he can find him. There he is. He's very unselfish. And my new poacher has finally got a goal up there. Kusamoto. The project since we've been here has been to make him a poaching striker. And he's just gone on a nick one from 2 yards, making a striker's run. That will do his confidence the world of good. It's 6-0. And this is now, I think, our biggest win in charge of Gifu. As Fujimatsu, gets it on the right. Inside the Sander. Oh, we nearly lost the clean sheet. Got to be careful at the back there. We don't want to throw it away. It's a corner kick. There's 8 minutes to go. I don't think I can complain too much, but I'd still like to keep it tight back there. Iwamoto puts the corner in. Goalkeeper punches well. Fair play to him. And he's managed to avoid injury too. Matsui gets it inside. We managed to sniff it out. It is 6-0. It's the perfect day. Just 3 more minutes without an injury. And this will officially be a 10 out of 10 performance. Thrilled with that. What a performance. Now let's get back to deadline day. Director of football, can you match those efforts? Well, 4 hours of deadline day remaining, and to be fair, the only news item we've had is this one, which is another rejected loan with a future fee for Akita. Not likely to be sold after his performance during the day, but no sign at all of any players coming in, which I guess I can understand with the squad, but I would have thought he would still try and go for somebody. At the moment, he's built me a good balanced squad. I can't have any complaints at all, but it would be nice to have a little star on top. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the cherry on the cake is coming. Well, no news, I'm afraid, to finish a quiet deadline day. Although the good news is something that didn't happen much in FM23. Late big deadline day bids getting rejected from other clubs. Ryo Makita was the subject of one at the 11th hour, but the director of football rejected it, and that has been a bit more impressive. As the deadline day passes, the roundup of the window, well, actually, for us, it's pretty good, to be honest. The Japanese window overall has been big, but mainly at the top level. And our finances now are secure because our director of football hadn't spent it. If we go and have a look at the updated season preview, we are now odds-on favourites to win the league. The Hime, who beat us on the opening day and are very close by, they're actually only fifth favourites now. If we have a look at the second favourites and see how they're getting on, they are struggling a little bit actually. 7 points from 5 games. But overall, 3 sides unbeaten. We're in the middle of them on 12 points. I think we've got to be pretty pleased with our start, haven't we? Added to the progress we've made in the League Cup, it's been an absolutely fantastic start. If we have a look at the season overall, we have got 3 players in that best 11 still. So we haven't really got much of an excuse not to make it. We've got quality players, we've got good strikers, and we've got talent all over the pitch. The only thing that can really stop us is an injury crisis, because we've not got the deepest squad in the world. We have got a few good youngsters who can pop on the bench if need be, but it's not quite as big a squad as it was last year. I mean, I'd much rather have it this way, have quality over quantity. But when you add in the one who's out injured at the moment, it's a 23-man squad, which for the amount of games we're playing early in the year, might not be particularly sufficient. I do have worries in certain positions if we get one injury, so left back, goalkeeper, certainly centre forward. Have we got enough depth to cope with it? But as Kusamoto gradually becomes a striker, he's now just unconvincing. We're getting close to having our project complete, and once he's up there, we're going to score goals for fun. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. A quiet deadline day, but actually probably not a bad one given the offers we got for some of our best players. Great to see them finally getting rejected, but we are going to focus on our league title campaign now. The cup runs would be great, but they're not going to be my focus. I want to make sure my best team's out every weekend. We are going to return in the middle of May because we are playing Iwate, and then we're playing the second favourites as well. Iwate are actually bottom at the minute. Were they not one of the favourites for the league? They were. So we're going to come back for those 2 games, underperforming favourites, just as we were when we joined this club last year. But let me know in the comments what you thought of this window. Of course, there was one big addition between the last 2 episodes, but unfortunately, that long-term injury is going to be a problem. But have you noticed the same trend if you're doing a similar save? Is the director of football more happy to reject offers? And more importantly, are they focused on building a more measured, balanced squad, rather than just going all out for 5 players in the same hectic position? I'm really impressed with what he's built me, and I'm really hopeful that we can get promoted here. If you want to stay up to date and find out if we do, and you did enjoy that 6-0 thumping of Nagano, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. You can stay up to date by subscribing and turning the notification bell on. Thank you again for the insane support with FM24. I think we're about to pass 6,000 here on YouTube, which is a crazy number as well. Thank you for your incredible support. In the meantime, we will be back tomorrow with Southend at 11:30, before this one returns in the afternoon as always. You can find all the key playlists up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel and the football podcast as well. Please do come and check those out if you haven't already. Plenty of fun in addition to what we've got here. You can find all the other key links, including to order FM24, down in the description below. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Director of Football, for not selling any stars. And thank you to my first 11 for producing a 6-goal thriller. I'll see you next time. See if we back it up.